All right, I had to restart this rear diff change. What I said in the other video, which got deleted, is this is the fill up here, and this is the drain. And it is draining, and I always measure the drain. But the important thing to do is make sure that you can take the fill plug out. You don't want to be draining something and then discover you can't fill it. It's sort of an obvious, but some people don't appreciate that. And I can't repeat it, but you check the fluid level by sticking your pinky in here and making sure it's right at the level of the fill plug. This one was. The fluid looks nice and clean. There is some wear material, not much, on the magnetic drain plug. That's normal, to be expected. It's not a lot. So I am going to fill it with the recommended 75W90 synthetic. You can use whatever gear oil you want. I use Redline because I've been using it for a long time, a creature of habit. It includes, because this is a limited slip diff, it also includes the additional friction modifiers so that you don't have to add any modifiers for limited slip. It says here, only if you hear chatter. Well, I've never heard chatter. So this is relatively cheap compared to replacing a rear diff. And in preparation for racing, it's just nice to go through the car, front to back, top to bottom, make sure everything's good, because the last thing you want to be doing is sitting at a track going, man, is my rear diff fluid clean and ready to go? Now, I change the tranny fluid and the rear diff fluid about every 15 hours. And people say, oh, that's way too much money you're spending. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. And I look at them and go, if you think that Mazda designed this car for 15 hours of hard running, 8,000, 9,000 RPM at 120 miles an hour, well, they probably did it for the lifetime of the car. But tracking a car is very hard on the car. It doesn't destroy it. It just accelerates the wear. So the nice thing about having the fluid changed is that you're maximizing not wearing it out. It's just the way it is. Now, I have friends who love repairing stuff but don't love maintaining it. I hate repairing stuff. I much prefer maintaining it. It's a whole lot cheaper. You get a used diff, you don't know what it's been through. You got to put new fluid in anyway. It just has never made any sense to me. And if you look at the cost of tracking a car, I mean, you can spend $200, $300, $400 on a track day. You can spend $4 a gallon and you can use 20, 30 gallons of fuel. So you can spend $120 on fuel. You can spend $300, $400 for the track day. Don't forget the price of getting there. Lunch. So you're into it for $500, $600 for a track day. Well, this stuff's cheap compared to what you spend to go tracking. So I still don't understand it, but I have people who just think, bust my nuts, saying, oh, you overdo it. You shouldn't be changing the fluid that often. It's not that important. And I just go, it's a pound of prevention. This is a really, really old phrase. Is worth a pound of cure. And what that means is changing the fluid, updating it, getting it clean, making sure the level's good, is a whole lot cheaper than replacing a rear diff. A limited slip rear diff on a car that is almost 20 years old. Why would I want to spend thousands of dollars to have a rear diff? Have the mechanics do it. Have to readjust the whole suspension. I mean, you'd be into it for a couple of grand if you had it done professionally. So why bother? Isn't 20 bucks on this and 40 minutes on doing this a whole lot cheaper than thousands of dollars? And then imagine you destroy it during a track day. Your track day is over. If you suddenly blow a rear diff or a tranny because the fluid's old or hasn't been maintained, then you've just ruined a $600 outing and a whole day. I simply don't get it. And this allows me to go through the whole car, check everything out, be confident with the fluids. Life is good. So as always, you do this on a level car. Don't do this with the rear end jacked up. You're going to get messed up. It doesn't work that way. Take your time. This is nothing that you have to run through. And I will fill it up. Filling it up is boring. So I'm not going to show you filling it up. If you can't fill it up, then you have bigger issues. And that's about it. So the car's ready to go. I mean, I've gone front to back, tires, brake fluid, oil filter, tranny. The suspension has new coilovers now, and it's been adjusted. It's been corner balanced. It's ready to rock and roll. I cannot do any more than I've already done. So I love you all. Peace out.